Hello everyone, welcome back to FusioCraft. Last time we were working on the spawn area, and as you can see here, it looks mostly the same, but there are some new things. I decided to turn this area into a double-sided sign. We need more than just the funny sign. This is gonna be the great to-do list. And it's mostly just gonna be some overall server things, nothing specific to me. Perhaps, for example, if we as a server decide we want a gold farm, then we can make a gold farm here. Perhaps if we want to build a museum later. Actually, I do kind of want to do that, so let me put that here. There we go. That might be a thing we do at the end, whenever that is. But aside from this one, which I may do way in the future, all the rest of these are mostly just small little things I can knock out this episode. That path I started at Calcite Cove that I want to stretch here, it's like halfway done, and it's been halfway done for months. So I gotta finish that already. And all these other things, they're small. They're tiny. It's been since March that I needed to build the Atlanta hotel here. And the Chicago Airbnb definitely needs a makeover on the outside. This was definitely an interior specific build, and there's really no way to perfect it on the inside. But good lord, the outside is ugly. It's literally just a flat wall of one color. So I'm going to ignore realism for the outside and just do whatever I see fit for the outside to make it as interesting as possible. Turn this real life building into the building that a Minecraft builder would have built it as. I don't know. This other side of the board is the help wanted board. I'll explain it by reading what I wrote here. Are you in need of assistance, or are you willing to work for a reward? Simply put your mission on this board with the reward you're willing to give. Make sure to include your name so people know who to contact for details. Rewards can be anything, and negotiations for a reward the mission doer would prefer is completely fine. Example, clear water out of my underwater base. Reward, 3 tridents. The Cat 13. So essentially, if someone wants to pay in diamonds, but the person who would do that mission doesn't really have an interest in diamonds, they could request a specific material they need, some other rare item they don't have, maybe a music disc. I feel like I built this mostly for me, so that whenever I'm in a position where I've got nothing else left to do, I can come here and I can help with other things. So that's it for the new additions. Let's add more. I'm just gonna start from the top and finish my path. The road that goes here, I think I should try to connect it up to the pathway to the Brownie Empire. And then a side road will branch off, go this way, and this is where you'll go to get to my base. Now obviously, in the age of the Elytra and the Nether Hub, making this path to my base is a little pointless, but I like making big long trails and I like trekking down them. Maybe this will give me a reason to use my horse finally. Skullkio's spooky mane is literally just sitting there. Doing these things one by one. Here's the new enchantment table location. This might also be temporary, but it's a good way to use the space in between the iron farm and the mason trading hall. It definitely gives more reason to go down this road, so I like that part. So bam and bam. Guess what I've completed? Right over here, you can see that the path to Calcite Cove has finally gotten here to spawn. And it's a little treacherous, so here's the morning. Let's check it out. I should probably show this off on horseback, but yeah, it stretches down this hill and it goes into this village. I really like this part. It goes along this mountainside very nicely. And since there's already a bunch of meandering paths in this village, I tried to make it as clear as possible by putting signs on the entrance and exit of the village. And then of course, you can tell by the spruce slabs kind of where you're supposed to go as well. And I kind of tried to make the other paths a little more run down with more and more dirt and grass in there too. So you want to stick to the maintained trail, the trail where there's none of that. And here as you exit the town, we come to a part of the path where eventually I think there's going to be a split off to Sesame Street. I already marked it out here on the sign. This is where the path to Sesame Street would go. Not sure if I'm gonna do that later or if Mike's gonna do it, but you know, it's an opportunity. Sesame Street is only right over there. Really wish I had my Solo World render distance right now, because you would be able to see it. And then this wooden staircase takes you up this snowy stretch of the mountain, and now here we are at where the path stopped. Everything on that staircase is slabbed up or staired up so it won't get snow on it. And this is where I was raising all those green frogs. As you can see, they're hopping around here. The path no longer just goes to these frogs. I might want to make a little green frog building here. I don't know, like this is the breeding center for the green frogs. But yeah, the path is pretty much done and it looks really good here from the air. You can see it just wraps around the landscape and it doesn't just follow a straight path. It has a lot of interest to it. It goes through that village, it goes up and down and all around. Not super zigzaggy and long either, but you know, it goes through most of the interesting stuff in between Spawn and where I live. Better Airbnb exterior in Atlanta hotel. This is something that I've been holding off since March. I think I should get into this one next. Here we go, the Airbnb has a better exterior. This one was pretty easy, basically just updating one wall. The side walls could be better. There could be a little more texture to them. I'm not really sure if I want to go down that route though, because I have no idea if there's going to be like big things that are jutted up against it. Maybe it won't matter. For example, the Atlanta hotel, I think I'm just going to build it right here. So there will be a bit of an alleyway between these two buildings. And an alley is kind of all we need. In real life, it was a skinny little alley between this building and the next one. So yeah, it only makes sense. It only works with it. Before I get to building the Atlanta hotel room, today, TinFoilChef passed away. A long-running member of the Hermitcraft server, if you're not aware. One of the first Hermitcraft videos I ever watched was him just collecting green heads in Season 6. It just feels unreal that he's gone now. Rest in peace. So yeah, I wanted a statue of some sort around here, and I think I still want to do like a big statue somewhere, but I decided that this little area in between this card game and this board was a pretty good little area for a park and a little memorial statue for him. I've started working up some greenery. I want this to just be a lush little corner. This isn't done yet, but yeah, setting this up was kind of my way of dealing with the news. He's closely linked to us to the extent where he's in the plugin that we use for the heads. I already had his player head in the game. It's unreal. He's gone now. I'm dedicating this video to you, TinFoilChef. Rest in peace. One of the realest, most down-to-earth people to ever do it. Okay, I'm gonna go build the Atlanta hotel now. I feel like I'm watching history being made here. Sesame Street now has this big grand entryway. The road has been extended onto the mainland, and this is such an awesome way to enter this area. This is one of those things where everything just feels like it comes together. When this is fully set up, it really is just going to feel like you're immersed in this big city. And we're really starting to approach that point. Right now, this area back here is like the only area that kind of gives away the illusion, but it really feels like overall, percentage-wise, this place is almost fully to the point where it's like maximum power. I don't know how else to put it. And of course, the way Mike set this up, it's very modular. You could add like onto it from anywhere. I'm guessing even when this thing is quote-unquote complete, Mike could still add a few buildings, extend a street, or add a new circuit or whatever. So I've been busy. Let's walk up on it on this path here as I explain. Last night I created the Atlanta hotel interior, and today I just created the exterior. And I'm super pleased with the way it came out. I essentially created a miniature version of that giant hotel building. Now obviously at the scale, the interior is only big enough for 2 units. One that we were staying in, and I could put one on the second floor, but there's not really any point. But yeah, I used walls on the side to give it some added shaping and depth, and also just to kind of make it look like a bunch of different little windows. So it's like all of these are different hotel rooms. Got the Hyatt sign out front, and then I put these stairs like that to give it the illusion of like little windows as well. So yeah, I think this thing came out looking awesome. I'm really pleased with the idea I came up with because I was unsure. With one hotel room, I didn't know how to make an exterior for that, but this is perfect. But you go on inside here, and this is a really accurate replica of the hotel room that we stayed at in Atlanta. Even down to the air vents in the corner. The actual painting that was here was eerily similar in terms of where the colors and shapes were, so that painting's perfect for it. This is the TV, this is the mirror, this is the lamp. It's a Hyatt hotel. So this is the bathroom, and I'm really proud of this little bathroom here. These are the towels that we just had laying around everywhere. We got shower curtains. It's really accurate. I love the way that it came out. It's the perfect companion piece to the Airbnb from Chicago, and I think I want to put a sign on this road somewhere that just names this entire road Memory Lane. The server should hopefully still be around, unless 1.20 is some massive update and we want to change the world. But eventually, this could be the spot for wherever we stay in New York, or maybe there will be a meetup before New York, who knows? This is awesome though. And so for someone like Dom or Kyle who was at both of these meetups, like this is like perfect. So what's next on the menu? Okay, I haven't done the alley in between those two buildings yet, so that is something I have to keep that sign up for. The two biggest things I have to do now are the tree that I want to put over the portal and the wooden platform for where you like actually spawn in. Go away, go away. Man, I'm getting good at that. Seriously, go away! Go away! Man, I'm becoming the ultimate Enderman killer though. Okay, it's gonna sound a little silly saying this, but from that Mason Trading Hall setup, I've acquired so many levels. I kind of want to keep that streak going. I'm at level 131. So maybe instead of killing myself over and over, maybe I'll just hop into the end portal over and over with my bed obstructed. Round 1 of hopping through the end portal, and it put me right here, right next to the portal. So you know what? It is pretty close. I thought it was a little more out down here, but if it's this up close, maybe it's not worth it that much. I don't know, I'll continue plotting little netherrack points. This is interesting. This time it spawned me over here, so this is a pretty big range actually. Guess for the sake of it, I'm just gonna put netherrack in between because obviously if it spawns me on these 2 points, it'll spawn me anywhere in between. So with this range in mind, maybe this wooden platform should simply be on the other side of the nether portal. Yeah, that way no matter which side you come out on the portal, you have somewhere to walk to. And maybe I can have a little lower elevation path this side and that. Actually, maybe just this side, because this side is going to have a huge tree stump. It's official. This is a huge range, much larger than I realized, and this time it spawned me all the way down here. Definitely, it's looking like it's gonna be just past the nether portal. So from the nether portal, you can either walk to this platform or walk to the main plaza. Taking a quick break from the spawn stuff to say I've been doobied? I guess these were extra banners that Mike created when he was creating the sign. Yeah, I've been doobied. I've been doobied, alright. Earlier, Ezo moved the Izojo Dojo out of here. I don't think I got that on camera. He didn't like the build. I suggested maybe making a 2.0 version in E-Zone. Oh, whoops, I ran right past it. So then, Mike gave me these loom heads and suggests using them as CD racks. I think that's a great idea. I just don't know where I'm gonna put them yet. I think I may have to make a shelf here for CDs. Oh, while I'm in here, chat pile. Shout out. And there we go, CD rack installed. That looks pretty good. Size-wise, they do work really well. CD size versus record size, it's pretty perfect. So thank you, Mike, for that idea. Kind of filled this space a little bit. Might be the 100th time I'm saying this, but this record store is like one of the best things on the server. Love this place. Any way I can make it better, then I will. Back at it again at spawn, and I'm a bit of an idiot. I forgot that the compass exists. And this is going to be my way of figuring out exactly where the center of spawn is. Did some Googling. For some reason, I thought it was like a circle, but it's like a square. It's like a 21 by 21 square, or actually 20 by 20, because it should be centered upon a specific point. Oh no, I think it is 21 by 21 because this block seems to be the block. So if I go up from here, yeah, it's pretty clear that this is the center. So it's actually a little to this side of the portal, and I thought it was gonna be on that side. I think the platform I'm gonna build is gonna be symmetric with the portal still. So there's gonna be a little excess room over there that it doesn't need to be there, but you know, you want this to look good. The function will remain the same. Now I just need to figure out the 21 by 21 square around this thing, and then I can start building. Ah, what a delightful night to look out on the Fusio machine on this wonderful giant wooden platform. So I've built up the base of the platform, and I worked a lot on detailing the supports too. Builds at this scale just do not look good with those singular little log poles, so I gave it a little extra oomph. I gotta say, I made it look really cool under here. Maybe I could put like a secret club or something down here. And if I fly over here to the Fusio machine, you can get a really good look at it. It's big. It's tall. I'm debating whether to put additional supports in those diagonals. It's gonna be a really tight fit. It's only 4 diagonal blocks wide. Maybe it'll only be a single slash. But yeah, I like how this came out. And like I said, this is only the base of it. I want to put things on this platform now. It's so much bigger than this entryway plaza. It almost makes this entryway plaza feel redundant. But definitely as soon as I get all the details down, it's gonna feel a little more balanced out. For one, the tree that I'm gonna build here, hopefully next, is going to kind of cover a large portion of this area. I'm gonna have to think up some things I can put on this platform. It's really big and open. I guess though, maybe I should try to keep it open, at least in the center here, where most people are gonna spawn in. We'll see how it goes. And here, it's gonna be a little bit of a path that goes around the portal, so you don't have to go through it. So yeah, got the base down, time to work on the next phase. I've come up with something really, really big brain. I'm using the mangrove roots to shape the tree. Now, normally I use something like netherrack or dirt, but even though that's Instamine, I usually have to switch tools for that. With this one though, by the time I get to the part where I'm replacing the outer layer with the actual logs, I won't need to switch tools at all. And that's especially gonna come in handy when I just, mess up placing things. So I'm in that sculpting process right now. Seems to be the trend. Every single custom tree I do, I get better and better. That seems to be the case with, everything in life. So if every single one of my trees gets better than the last one, then I'm really excited to see how this one comes out. Taking a break from the tree grind to read the signs on the board, because oh boy, there's a lot of new ones. The demons are coming! The demons are coming! The demons are coming! Fridays at 8. Meet me in Emery's Hole. 8 in whose time zone? And oh my gosh, this is ominous. Who wrote this? Oh yeah, I wrote this one the other day. When you don't get but chicken, Lois. Someone wrote chicken head. I respect that. This is such an expensive block. This shit expensive! Shoo-shoo's pick, shoo-shoo burger, shoo-shoo a pig, shoo-shoo a bogo. Looking for hot boobs women. Please DM me. Oh my balls. Goodness gracious, do they hurt. Owie, ouch. We got a very mature group on this server. So I think I've done all of the woodwork that I want to do for this tree. You can see I ended up making all of the branches mostly slope this way, as if there's a big wind from the ocean, which is technically over there, so it does logically follow. And I don't know, we're high up on this meadow. You could assume it's windy. But yeah, I think I got down a good amount of branches, and they all look great. Forgot some roots on this one. So the reason I'm using these roots is so that it can be kind of like that little layer of sticks and stuff before the leaves. The leaves are only on the outside of the tree, so a lot of the inner branches aren't leafed up at all. So, I want a nice amount of branch action before the leaves actually start. And when I do add in the leaves, it's going to be willow type. There's going to be a lot of hanging leaves. It's going to come down the portal and really make it just feel nestled in there. And I'm going to use a lot of mangrove and a lot of azalea and flowering azalea. I gotta put in flowering azalea. It's like the best leaf in the game. It's got flowers on it. But yeah, I'm really proud of the shape of this tree. I'm just kind of scared for the leaf part because that is going to be the hardest part by far. This is going to be most of the grind. I think I'm not even halfway done yet. This guy right here has like such the perfect assortment of blocks for the emerald iron farm. I may as well call this the emerald farm because that's honestly the only thing I take out of here. We have so much iron, it's unbelievable. The only thing I want it for is this. So yeah, I put up a few piles out front. Thought it perfectly worked well with the head that was already here. Okay, that was a little distraction, but guess what? Bam! The tree is done, baby! The leaf part actually didn't take as long as I thought it would. The wood part definitely took longer. Maybe it's because I opted for a willow design, and I think shaping a willow tree is very straightforward. You kind of just make a big upside down jagged bowl, and make that kind of curve around every branch. Now, a big part of doing this tree was so that it could bring all these leaves down onto the portal. And I gotta say, it looks fantastic, and this is the perfect way to use these spore blossoms. It really makes it feel like this tree is this living, breathing thing, dropping all these particles on you. The view through the leaves to the Fusio machine is pretty freaking cool. Really happy with the way that this turned out. I think one of the best things about this tree is that it is super easy to climb up on top of it. And this spot in the middle here, in between all the big branches, I could put a little tree house here. Just thought of it right now, and you know what? Now I gotta do it later. Overall, I think Spawn just feels fantastic now. Everything about it feels like this living, breathing community way more than it did before. Thanks to these boards, thanks to the organization of the roads, the new structures and landscaping, it feels way more connected to everything now. So bam, bam. Those were the two big ones. I think I'm gonna leave the alley as is. I don't really see a point in making it all dark and grimy. These last few things are just tiny little things I can do whenever I feel like it. I think overall I've gotten Spawn to the point where I'm really satisfied with it, and you know what? It's almost September. I really want to get back into Barreleye Bay. So this project here at Spawn has been really, really fun. I've loved doing this. It was a great break from my own stuff, but I want to get back to some spooky factories. This has been Qualia. Thank you for watching. Tune in next time for the dawn of a whole new era for me on FusioCraft.